Given that in the recent 10 years many different events have taken place, the interest in the topic of the revolution of dignity has flared up and then has faded again. Because we understand in what conditions we live, the war has begun. And from the very beginning, when Crimea was occupied, we understood that we did not have time to reflect on the revolution of dignity, as we should have at those initial stages. I should stress that the Ukrainian Institute of National Memory also dates back to the Revolution of Dignity, because in 2014 the Institute was granted a new status, the status of a governmental body, and acquired new powers. During the first 2 years, while the Museum of the Revolution of Dignity was being formed, the Ukrainian Institute of National Memory kept the topic of the Revolution of Dignity in focus, and a lot was done. A lot of different events were held. It should be noted that at that time it was impossible not to hold them, because at that moment our society was electrified. It lived with the frozen need to speak about it, reflect on it, remember and perpetuate it. I remember when a year after the events of the Revolution of Dignity, we directed those beams of light to the sky, and how many people were then on Maidan on the Day of Heroes of the Heavenly Hundred. How traumatic and painful this event was then. It was necessary to talk this issue through and remember it. I remember how people felt united in grief, because it was really a great trauma for all of Ukraine. Because the lists of heroes of the Heavenly Hundred includes representatives from different regions of Ukraine. I saw people coming from all over Ukraine on the Day of Heroes of the Heavenly Hundred to be on Maidan again, to stand here again, to hug each other. I saw grey-haired men standing and crying, because for them it was a still recent and untreated trauma. Of course, a lot of work had to be done, so that all this could somehow subside and this trauma could be healed in a certain way, and so that it was recorded in people's memory. That is why the Ukrainian Institute of National Memory, and I was there when this work began, actively began to record the memories of these people. They were very ready to share their memories in the first years. They came and were eager to share their memories. We used to record 4 memories a day. It was very intense. But we ourselves were all electrified. We ourselves were on the rise and took advantage of that moment. I believe that we have done a great job, because currently we have the largest collection in our oral history archive. It includes more than 1,200 records devoted to the Revolution of Dignity. We immediately began to disseminate these memories, to publish books based on these records. 3 editions of the Maidan from the First Person series were published. These are popular collections of memoirs on various topics. And our great achievement was what we collected in addition to it. Although we understand that the Maidan took place not only in Kyiv, we mainly emphasize this. People from all over Ukraine gathered on Maidan, but the events took place all over Ukraine, in all regions. Therefore, we consider it a great achievement of the Institute of National Memory that we gathered a large group of activists who, being on the rise of the Revolution of Dignity, managed to join in collecting memories in all regions of Ukraine. Besides, we published a large 2-volume issue, Maidan from the First Person regional dimension, that included Crimea, the Crimean events, as well as the events in the east of Ukraine, in the Luhansk and Donetsk regions. That is, we worked intensively in the first years after the Revolution of Dignity. We will continue to work on our oral history archive and try to popularize it in various ways.